Endurance is the key to success. Welcome to the Lag BaOmer perspective.
Rabbi Shimon ben Yochai Yochai, Rabbi Shimon ben Yochai Yochai. Chas 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 v'shulem shetishtachach toiru me Yisru.
The Lag BaOmer perspective is being sponsored by Ariel and Sarah Hess. May Hashem bless their family with much health, success, and prosperity. The Lag BaOmer perspective is also dedicated in honor of Adele's first birthday. May Hashem continue to bless her and her parents with much health and happiness. Lag BaOmer is an immensely spiritual and festive day, where we commemorate the anniversary of the passing of the great sage and mystic Rabbi Shimon bar Yochai, the author of the Zohar. We also celebrate another event, the conclusion of the plague that killed 24,000 students of the great sage Rabbi Akiva. We commemorate this auspicious day by lighting a bonfire, which represents the immense light that Rabbi Shimon bar Yochai brought to this world through his teachings. This is especially true on Lag BaOmer, when he revealed to his students the secrets of the Torah, whose intensity the world has yet to experience. The Zohar relates that his house was filled with fire and intense light, to the point that his students cannot approach or even look at Rabbi Shimon bar Yochai. It is also a custom to go to Rabbi Shimon's burial place in the village of Meron, which has the largest Lag BaOmer celebration, and around the clock dancing and singing. Although Rabbi Akiva had a drastically different upbringing than Rabbi Shimon bar Yochai, the lessons that they left behind are similar in nature. Rabbi Akiva came from humble beginnings. As a son of converts, he was uneducated and married his wife Rachel and was employed by his father-in-law as a shepherd. And as the story is told, he saw a drop of water trickling onto a rock. And after a while, the rock split. When he saw the split rock, he said to himself, "If water can split rock, I too can study Torah." His wife encouraged him as he began his late initiation into Torah studies after he was 40 years of age. And when he returned to his wife 24 years later, he was escorted by 24,000 students and as one of the greatest sages of his time. In contrary to Rabbi Shimon bar Yochai's upbringing, who as a young boy studied under the great Rabbi Yochai ben Zakkai in the yeshiva of Yavne, and later under Rabbi Akiva himself, so attached did Rabbi Shimon bar Yochai become to his teacher that Rabbi Akiva called him Beni, my son. During the persecution by the Romans, the study of the Talmud was forbidden on a penalty of death. However, Rabbi Shimon bar Yochai defied the decree and continued teaching Torah to the masses. When he was once overheard speaking ill of the Roman Empire, he was sentenced to death. However, before the Romans could find him, he fled to a cave with his son Rabbi Elazar. Hashem made a miracle and caused a tree to spring up at the entrance of the cave, as well as a small spring of water. They stayed in the cave for over 13 years, sustaining themselves on the carobs and water. During the time in the cave, they studied Torah and became one of the holiest sages of all time. One of the many ideas that is common by both these great sages is the notion that no hindrance can truly stop you from reaching your goals. Rabbi Akiva did not study Torah until the age of 40, and yet became one of the greatest sages of all time. However, it didn't end there. When 24,000 of his students died for lack of respect for each other, he restarted his yeshiva with his remaining students, and according to some opinions, grew to over 100,000 students, and he began to explain the crowns on the letter of the Sefer Torah. Rabbi Shimon bar Yochai got his smicha, his rabbinical ordination, from the great Rabbi Yehuda ben Bava, who publicly ordained 5 famous scholars, defying the Romans' decree not to give smicha. And when the Romans found out about what happened, they tried to capture the newly minted rabbis. Fortunately, all the ordained scholars escaped, but Rabbi Yehuda ben Bava was caught and put to death. From the time Rabbi Shimon bar Yochai was in position of influence, he regularly taught Torah in public in direct defiance to the Romans' decrees. While he and his son were in the cave, they used that time to achieve a higher level of holiness by learning Torah. When he left the cave, he reopened the yeshiva and had thousands and thousands of students. One of his most famous students was Rabbi Yehuda Hanassi, the compiler of the Mishnah. In our daily life, it is imperative that we understand that you must not let obstacles hold you back from your goals. You must not let adversity hold you back from your potential. If you stay the course and keep strong to your morals and values, you will reach your goal. And because of your maturity and your experience, your ability to enjoy the fruits of your labor will be infinitely greater. There's an amazing quote that I once heard. If you are persistent, you will get it. However, if you are consistent, you will keep it. Have a meaningful Lag BaOmer and a good Shabbos.